410 welded rear diff. I can't even talk. Weird diff. Let's start over. Wait. I don't know. What's up, guys? This is Calvin from BMW Bros, and today I'm going to be working on the Touring. Doing some work on the rear end. Yeah, so the rear diff itself had some issues. It was a 410 welded rear end, and it was just way too tight. It actually rained here in LA, and the car pretty much went into a spin when I didn't want it to. Also, like going around corners and stuff, both wheels going at the same time. Not ideal for a daily driver. It definitely teaches you a lot. But moving on in the future, I was hoping to make it a little bit easier to drive with the 325 rear diff that I picked up. Just doing like a little quick refresh on it. Just changed the fluids out. Actually installed the Garagistic differential stud kit, which makes it super easy to install in the future and take out. Lining up those holes at the top can be such a pain in the butt. I spent like days back when I was barely working on these cars. I spent a couple days trying to get a rear diff in once in my free time, like after work. I was like go in and try it again, and I was like, dude, I can't get the holes to line up, and it's just trying to get them to line up perfectly straight can be a pain in the butt. The rear diff stud kit actually fixes that whole issue. You put in the new studs, and then when you mount up the rear differential, all you have to do is put the nuts on it, and it just saves me so much time and effort in the future. Anyway, that's what I'm working on today. Yeah, let's get to work. Alright, so for the install today, I'm doing the Garagistic. These are the differential stud kits. They come with a nice little nut washer, and the threads, you can see that's what you're putting into the actual diff itself. I got some new oil for the diff, some Loctite that's going to go on the bottom of these right here. This hex is actually for the stud itself. The stud has a hex on the top of it. It is a 5.5, and then this hex is for the actual drain and fill plug, and that is a H14, and that's what I'll be using on those. And all this is happening on that differential that I did like a little just cleaned it up. It was pretty gross and dirty, so I cleaned it up and painted it, and we also put in the Garagistic's diff mount, and then yeah, just as a reminder, oil me. I always do that, that way I know that it doesn't have oil. So this diff came from a 5 Series E28, I want to say, and we swapped over the output shafts from my old 410 welded diff that was in there, and I'm going with the 325 just to get some longer gears in there. Depending on what we end up doing with the motor, I'm still kind of on the fence if I'm going to do what exactly I'm going to do with that M30, but right now it's getting a fresh rebuild. While that's going on, I'm just going to clean up the diff, lube it up, and then we'll stick it in there and we'll see how it looks. logo. There we go. So there it is, mounted. 1, 2. We got this on there. The rear diff is in. Definitely went in a little easier. But yeah, we got a little bit of America down here, it looks like. Just got the red, the white, and the blue. Alright, well there you have it. Took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but we got her all in there. It's looking good. Getting closer to getting this thing back on the road. It's been a little bit. That motor is not for that car. I'm still waiting on my head from Bimmerhead, so once that comes back, I'm gonna get the motor back in there, the trans, get her back on the road. Until next time.
I just got off the phone with Michael Shaw over at MA Shaw, and they have a Carbon Evo wing in stock, so I'm gonna go pick it up right now for this guy. Today I'm just gonna be driving my my daily, which is my Hummer H2. Parked all the way over there. Yeah, so it's a Carbon Evo wing for the E30 M3. I'm going to pick that up today, and then we'll see what it looks like, what kind of shape. I'm sure it's brand new, so it should be awesome shape. MA Shaw is known for making some of the best aftermarket products for the Evo M3. So yeah, we'll go check it out, swoop it up, bring it back, and do some test fitting and stuff on the car. All right, cool. This is my 2003 Hummer H2. It's my my non-fuel efficient daily driver. So I just got back from Mike Shaw's, MA Shaw, down in Santa Ana, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pull off the wing off this guy, and then I'll pull out the carbon fiber wing and see what the difference is, see if we need to modify the trunk at all to make it fit. But yeah, all right. Came off pretty easily. Just 4 13mm nuts, and came right off. You can tell some dirt under the wing, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean that all off, and we'll pull out the carbon fiber wing and see how it fits. So I got the wing out here, and what I'm going to do first is adjust the rear gurney flap. So it's a size 4 Allen. Move it back. So this is a carbon fiber replica of the Evo wing. So this has a bottom gurney flap that actually is adjustable. just like the original Evo wing. What I'm doing is I just loosened up, took off all the Allen keys, or Allen bolts. I'm obviously going to want to run it at full downforce just for now. We'll see if I adjust it at all when I take it out on track day, but for now I'm just going to push it all the way back until there's 2 holes lined up, and then we'll put all the bolts back in. Do this. See where we have holes just here. Don't want to tighten it up all the way yet. Just getting it on there. Pull off these guys. Alright, I'm going to grab you real quick and show you the holes for the gurney. So as you can tell, there's 2 holes. There's basically 4 holes, and so I just put it up. This is what your the maximum height you'd want to run it when you're actually running the track, because if you only had one bolt in there, the amount of downforce on it would more than likely pull it out. So just to be safe, always run it with the 2 in there. Alright, now I'm going to see how it actually fits into the OEM holes, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'll show you. Looks like we need to make a small adjustment. It's almost there. As you can tell, it's slightly lifted right here on the rear. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but I'll have to make this hole a tiny bit wider right there, and then it should actually fit and line up. It lined up on this side, so this side is good. It's seated. This is so close on this side. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. Dude, this looks really good. I really like this wing. Let me grab the drill, and then I'll just adjust this hole some on this back one. Then we should be good to go. Cool. Alright, so what I'm going to end up doing is just taking this hole. I'm going to pull it a tiny bit over to the right, just so then it's not catching the threads, because it was catching the threads on that spoiler right here on the back. Then once I do that, it should be good to go. Sweet. Looks like it worked perfectly. Just brought that hole out a tiny bit. Now I just need to actually mount it and tighten up the gurney flap.
For you.
So that worked. She's mounted. The only thing I'm worried about is how much is this actually going to change, because this is the same stock height, but I'm wondering, looking out the rearview mirror, how bad it's going to be. So let's hop in the car real quick. We'll check that out. That's not bad. That was gonna be worse. People always talk about it, but it's not too bad at all. Fully extended. Yeah, I can easily see out my rear view, so nice. All right, well, that's it for the good old M.A. Shaw Carbon Fiber Evo wing. Pretty simple to do an install with. Looks like a great product, very high quality. And Mike Shaw's an awesome guy too. We sat and talked for a while, just kind of bullshitted, and just, yeah, shared some stories. You know, he's one of the older guys that's in the community, and it was really great to just sit and talk with him for a little bit and get to know his story and just how he's now doing all these carbon fiber bits, which is great. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Later.